In terms of conventions for thrillers, in opening sequences of thrillers, we have titles. These can include credits of the actors and actresses, or the producers, or the director, basically anyone who really works in the film, like any of the main people who work on the film for the opening sequence. These include Taken, a fantastic film. These included loads of different opening credits for people. The style of opening credits are often, for thrillers specifically, they are very simple, but they have a little bit of an effect, an editing effect to them, but they are mainly simple. The font's simple, the colouring's simple, but they do try to make them stand out, obviously, so that people are aware of the people who made the film. Also, we have the main character, who's often shown at the beginning of the opening sequence. Examples of these include stuff like Hannibal, who included a rendered image of the main character's face with blood. Also, we have No Country for Old Men, who actually turned against the typical conventions, which actually had the antagonist shown first rather than the protagonist. And we also have visual references to the character's life, such as objects, photos, basically stuff that relates to the character and what the character is like, perhaps foreshadowing something scary or dangerous in the future. Examples of this include The Girl on a Train, which had, she was basically on a train, which reflects her shifting personality, her moving personality that keeps on changing, just as the way a train goes to different places. A montage of different shots. These can include visual effects. Basically, they're to create meaning for a thriller. For the thriller they're trying to convey, whether it's crime, action, or comedy. They always try to make a visual flair to it and to make it really stand out from other thrillers. Examples of this include Mission Impossible, which is an action thriller. This involves various shots from the film, cool little special effects rendering of like a bomb going off.
For the conventions of an opening sequence, we follow this. For example, in our titles we use the same font throughout the whole opening sequence. This added a bit of professionalism to our thing, and we included the actors and opening credits. Secondly, we had the soundtrack. We used sad music as it started slow and then gradually built up into the opening sequence. Another example would be the heart monitor we used. This fitted in with the part of our section, as it was as when the bleeding started occurring, he felt all nauseous and dizzy. Furthermore, we have some establishing the mood and theme. We established the mood through the shots and music used throughout the entire opening sequence, as seen in most thrillers. For the production company, for the production side, we used Paramount Vantage and Shade Studios for distribution. For the introduction of our characters, this is clear at the start, as we are aware of who the main protagonist is. The sort of questions asked from our clip would be, who is the girl? Why is the actor so upset, and is he related to the girl, or is it just a friend? For the establishing shot, we use an alarm clock, and this gave a more like personal feel, as it was set in his house, so it allows the audience to connect with the main protagonist. And then lastly, we have the audience clues. For this, the whole clue is for the title, State of Mind, and then lastly, his body language throughout the opening sequence gave a clear indication as to what the film was about.
I mean, for a thriller genre title, I'd expect to see scenes taken at different paces. For example, like during a suspenseful scene, I'd expect it to be like slow paced and like with sharp music behind it, just gradually building in pace for the actual action to happen. And like during action bit, I'd expect it to be fast paced and like I'd expect to see short takes and active music. The short takes would allow the audience to see like the action from different angles so they can be more connected to it. An example of where I've seen this during a thriller film would be the Batman The Dark Knight, the opening scene during the bank robbery. During this scene, the Joker kills the bank manager. However, before he kills the bank manager, they build suspense and tension by the Joker and the bank manager having a conversation, and this conversation sort of drags on until he actually gets killed. And for the fast-paced bit, there's a movie called Taken Free. During a car chase in it, they show the car chase from different angles, and yeah.
Conventions of the genre that we have used in our piece of work. The main convention is that we try to make our film as realistic as possible. So therefore we used a bedroom, everyday bedroom that a student will live in, so we can attract our target audience even more and like want to know more about this character, as we find more about this character as well as through the posters and the bedroom setting. Another convention that we use is the music. The music that we use is kind of suspenseful throughout the whole opening sequence. It builds up till the part where he feels paranoid. Then we know more about the character, which is, yeah. So we know more about the character. Like, we found out that the convention of the character being intelligent in some way, and find out that they solved the mystery of his girlfriend. So therefore we found that the convention that we use in our piece of work is realism. Due to thrillers look at realistic situations and places being located in the bedroom. So in our film, is it based in the urban culture? So we find a black protagonist as well, because it was like some shots right here is there's a space of him being alone and just drinking.